James here. I need to look at the camera, don't I? Happy New Year, it's James here for the Founders Log from December 2020, the last one of last year. At the start of the year, one of our clients had moved to a new office and their Wi-Fi needed updating. So we took the Wi-Fi devices over from their old office to their new office, but it struggled a bit, it wasn't great. So we were planning to do a Wi-Fi upgrade at the start of the year, but then of course COVID came along and everything got locked down, everyone went working from home, so it was put off. So in December we finally got round to doing it when there was a loosening of the restrictions just before the current lockdown that we're in now. And I went over there to do the upgrade, and it was meant to be, I had planned half an hour just to swap out, swap in. Ended up being 3 hours. It turned out to be a much bigger job than we'd expected. A lot of it was to do with the fact that there was an old telephone system in there wired into the network that was no longer being used or needed, so we had to remove that and stick that and then get the Wi-Fi working, because the telephone network was interfering with this old telephone network, which was done by another company, and it just wasn't a great telephone network to start off with. They're now on Google Voice, so they've got rid of that, but added an extra 2.5 hours to what was a planned 30-minute job of just swapping over some Wi-Fi access points, but it became a much bigger job than expected. But got that done, and they've now got fantastic Wi-Fi in their office. We had a great podcast with Paul Lees from Bespin Labs. So Paul is well known in the Google Workspace arena. He's been around there since the start, and he's quite well known for creating extensions, add-ons for Google Workspace. And he's created some really big ones that have grown massively in the time that Google Workspace has been around, from Google Domains to G Suite to Google Workspace. Paul talks all about that in the podcast, and he also talks about how you get a app from development out into the Google Workspace marketplace, which is the area you can go and add these extensions onto Google Workspace. Takes you through the journey of that. It's a really great episode. Go check it out. It was the last episode of last year for December. And finally, we had a Google Meet hangout with the Google Workspace Federation. This is an unofficial group of Google Workspace companies. We all love Google Workspace. Some are trainers, some are based in other countries, such as Ireland and Dublin. And we all got together and we had a Google Workspace Federation Christmas get-together, I guess you call it. Ended up just being a lot of changing our backgrounds in Google Meet and experimenting for funny backgrounds. But it was quite good fun. Good to chat to everybody and catch up with everyone before the Christmas shutdown. And that was pretty much December. Quiet month, always is. December's a quiet month because there's a good part of it no one's doing any work in anyway. So that's December. We've got great stuff coming up for the new year for 2021, and we've actually got a fantastic podcast that we're recording tomorrow, which is our recap of the whole of 2020 at Kimberley IT and what we got up to. So subscribe to the Kimberley IT podcast, and you'll have that episode that comes out tomorrow.